That's right. If it's all screwed up, you're the one that did it. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? What is up, guys? Happy Miata Monday. It is Extreme Daily Drivers, where we were always balling on a budget and wrenching in our garage. And today we're going to paint the valve cover of the Miata. But before we do that, I want to show you one of the things we picked up in the mail recently. Kelly, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what this is?
This is a thingamajig.
Yep.
And it goes right into the engine and it does something.
Excellent. Yep. So that's really all the information you guys need to know about this. But this thingamajig that does go inside the engine was actually $100. Yeah, believe it or not, finding an exhaust cam for a 1.8 liter Miata engine is actually a lot harder to come by than I initially thought it would be. And we spent a lot more money on it than we actually wanted to. Actually, this exhaust cam was 50% of the car that we purchased. So that shows you how much money we spent.
That's very true, right? Oh my gosh.
That shows you how much money we spent so far on an exhaust cam. But it's totally necessary. We have to have it in order to make the engine run. So yeah, we had to spend $100 on a used part. But as you guys know from the previous videos, man, you cannot find Miatas in junkyards around here. It's impossible. So this is the way we had to go. So as we said, today we're going to go ahead and paint this valve cover. And you guys remember from last week's video that we went ahead and painted the engine. But we're going to be painting this in a different fashion. I want you guys to get a really good look at just how this thing looks. Because by the end of this video, you are going to lose your mind on how awesome this thing looks. But yeah, like kind of everything, to get started, we have to go ahead and remove the little plastic guides here for the spark plugs. We're going to pop this guy off of here, and then we're going to go ahead and clean this valve cover really good. So we got everything removed off this, and now it's time to clean it, and we're going to do it the exact same way we clean the engine, with a lot of elbow grease and a lot of simple green. Alright guys, I think you'd admit it looks a lot better after about 15 minutes of elbow grease. Kelly and I got this thing looking pretty respectable. There are some areas that we want to focus on before we actually start cleaning this up and getting ready for the painting process. And that is kind of in the little cracks here, over here as well. Again, anytime there's going to be grease or dirt, the paint will attach to that grease or dirt, and then it'll actually become a weak point in the paint job. So we want to make sure we get as much of that off as we can. So we're going to grab some brake cleaner and try to focus on the areas up in here and over here. So right here you can see really how clean we got this thing. And again, there's some areas we still got to touch up on. And the more you look at this, the more you start finding things. We got to get in this corner here. But for the most part,
yeah,
this
so
thing is miles ahead of where it was. And just here's some more here. Just a little bit more work, and we'll be ready to paint this. So before we start the painting process, we're going to go ahead and give this one last wipe down with Duplicolor Grease and Wax Remover. If you want to purchase this product or any of the products we're using in this video, you can go down in the description box and there will be a link. You can get this off Amazon, you can get this at your local hardware store, you can get this at Walmart. So lots of options. Definitely use this before you paint anything though. It'll make a big difference.
Brandon says I don't talk enough on camera. So I'm going to explain what he's doing here. He's taped off that hole. And making it all pretty. For painting. I did this one. It's not as pretty. We're going to stuff paper towels in these holes.
And we never have a sharp razor. Ever. Ever. It's never sharp enough.
Nice job.
That'll work though.
So all we need to do is put some paper
towels
in
in here and this one here.
Okay.
So one more reason to love Miatas is that their valve cover is so easy to paint. You only actually have to tape off the vacuum line here, or the PCV line, whatever line that is, and also the gas cap. Everything else you can just stick rags in and not have to worry about it. So one last step that we're going to do is another reason why you want a 1.8 liter and not a 1.6 is that the lettering is actually raised on the valve cover on the 1.8s. If you get a 1.6, the lettering is indented, or whatever you want to call it. You can't sand the paint off like we're going to do after we're finished painting it to reveal the DOHC 16 valve Mazda emblems. So to make it even easier to sand, we are going to apply some chapstick to the raised lettering here. The paint will stick to the chapstick, but it won't stick very well. Kelly's putting a light amount of chapstick over the letterings, and when we paint it again, it'll be easy to remove. So Kelly and I have decided to go with a blue wrinkle color for our valve cover, and this is going to be really close to matching the paint of the car, as you can see here. So this stuff is pretty awesome if you've never used it before. It gives the valve cover or whatever you're painting a very textured type finish, and it dries in a unique way as well. So we're going to get there after we paint this thing a couple times, but we're going to give this a good shake. And again, this is VHT Wrinkle Plus blue wrinkle. I'll have a link down below if you want to get it off Amazon. They're really hard to find locally, so Amazon's your best bet for this color. Alright guys, so this stuff is actually really specific. You gotta read the directions on it, but you want to do 3 coats and 3 heavy coats with only 5 minutes in between the coats. So the first coat, you want to do a vertical, which is going to be spraying like this. The second coat, we're going to do a horizontal, which will be spraying like this. And then the third coat, you're going to do diagonal, which will be spraying like this, and then like this. So here we go. Look at that.
Look at that color, wow. Whew.
Dude, this color is awesome.
It's really bright. I love it.
All right, it's coat number 2. Kelly's up. So again, we're going to do horizontal, and we're actually going to spin the box instead of us spinning around. That's kind of stupid what I did. That's why I actually put it on a box. It's just easier to maneuver. It's easier to move the piece around. All right, you ready for this?
I am.
No pressure.
Come on. At least it's my car, right?
That's right. If it's all screwed up, you're the one that did it. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Are we awake? All right, Smurfette.
Is it on my face?
No, but you're still holding it totally wrong. Oh my God.
How does it go? This way?
Yeah. Look where the nozzle is, dude.
I thought it was this way. That looks like a nozzle.
No.
Oh my God. Do not show this on
Oh my God.
Is it on my face?
No. Shockingly, I don't know how it's not. All right, take 2. Holy cow. Good. Okay, now, good job. Let's rotate that box, right? Let's be smart, not what I did. That's right.
How is this going to come off?
Yeah, with the gasoline. Whoa, all right. Good. See how that manicure went.
I'm glad I didn't go get my nails done today, like I had planned. Maybe
Let's
they
see
could,
that thumb. Nice.
Maybe they can take it off with the nail salon.
I'm sure they can. All right, third coat.
I need to have a hazmat suit.
I'm gonna do this one. So before you spray your third coat, you want to go ahead and see if there are any spots you really need to focus on. There's a spot right there I need to get. Yeah, right here too. These are normally the spots you have to get on the third coat. Underneath there.
Looks good though.
But yeah, I mean it looks awesome. I'm telling you, we should just paint the whole car this color with this paint.
Not by me.
Yeah, not by Kelly, but it really turned out amazing. Looks so awesome. So once you get a real good look at this finish, okay, so this paint is still setting up. We're going to give it about 5 minutes to dry a little bit more, and then we're going to go ahead and hit it with a heat gun. And the heat gun is going to really transform this from a kind of a semi-smooth finish that you see now to a really kind of awesome looking wrinkle. So again, we're going to give this a couple minutes, grab the heat gun, and we'll go to town on it. All right, we got Smurfette on camera right now. We're going to go ahead and get the heat gun and wrinkle this thing. I got it set on like between 8 or 9. That's pretty good. You don't want it to be too hot and you don't want to be too close. So as I start going over this, you're gonna start to see a change. And from my experience, you do a little at a time. Don't try to do the whole thing in one pass until you start getting the effect you want. And then you go from there.
Thunder?
Is that thunder?
I think so.
Alright guys, so after a couple hours of drying, take a look at what we got here. Pretty sweet. I mean, this thing looks like it's powder coated, man. I think it looked awesome.
It looks really good.
Look at the front here. This turned out great.
Yeah, it looks really good. I wonder if my face would have turned out like that.
Alright, so we're not finished. We're going to go ahead and scrape the paint off of these letters. So there are a number of ways you can do it. A razor blade should be the easiest. Let's see if this is going to work like we want it to. Yeah, it's coming off pretty easy. So I'll give you the 3-foot view, but yeah, if you get up close, you can see the lettering is almost like pitted. So this might need some sort of polish or more sanding or filing. Kelly's letters were much harder to do than my letters because mine were bigger and closer together. So she had the more difficult task of doing it. In the future, we will see if we can do a better job of brightening these up. But it still looks pretty darn sweet. Anyway guys, that's going to wrap the video up for today. Please hit that like button, please subscribe. Thanks so much for tuning in to
Extreme Daily Drivers
and Miata Mondays. In the next video we're going to be installing a timing belt and putting a lot of the engine back together, so stay tuned for that. Until next time guys, thanks for watching. See you later.